What's up, guys? What's going on? It's Lugo back again with Fat to Fit day. Day we're on. We're on day 91. And today I want to do something different. And that's record me recording the workout session, so that way you guys could get a little bit more of a humane interaction than just looking at me training. Now you can look at me looking at me training, recording over my training. Some fucking Inception type shit. But today we had a pull day. I started off with deadlifts as usual on my first pull day, and I'm getting honestly pretty strong. Like I feel really in tune right now. My first set was like with 341, which is like 155 kilos. And then my back downs were with 315. It's like 143 and a half kilos. And honestly, like I really have started to enjoy pulling with a stiff bar. Because normally my competition deadlifts when I'm powerlifting is they're on a deadlift bar. Um, but I think next week I'm probably gonna switch to I don't remember which deadlift bar I really like. I can't remember if it's the Ohio deadlift bar or if it's a Texas deadlift bar. I think it might be. I think it's for sure Texas. There's one we had that had that blue tape on it. It's gone. The tape is gone now, but I'm pretty sure it was the Texas deadlift bar. But I'm gonna switch to that next week. And drop the reps. But like it's feeling good. My weight's still dropping. I've like increased my calories because for a long time or for like the last few months, I was sitting at like 1800, which is pretty low. And as I've increased my activity through steps and through, I started doing steady state cardio with the bike. I did like 140 for around 3 miles, like 140 static heart rate, as much as I can keep it, like 140 to 150 for about 3 miles on the bike after my workout, like 3 times a week. Uh, and honestly, that one's more for heart health than it is for like, I would say burning more calories, but it obviously does play into the amount of calories that I burn per week. So that's definitely nice, but I've definitely felt it like on the higher reps that it's helping a lot. And it's honestly really nice because I don't really get winded at all, even with, like 14, 15 rep sets. Like sometimes you're just out of breath and you just feel like shit. But I don't really feel that right now, which is really nice. I'm really enjoying training. The only thing with like my calorie increase is my food. I'm eating like pretty close to what I would say is bedtime for me. So like I don't know, I eat like at 6 p.m. and I wake up at like 1:45 a.m., 2 a.m. So a lot of times it's not really enough time. Well, it digests. I would say that my food digests, but like I've noticed that when I start drinking my pre-workout and my hydration supplements before the gym, I need to take a massive shit right before. So I'm not really getting an accurate read on my weight every day, which honestly is doesn't bug me because I know that I'm still going low. So whenever I look at my weight, it's either like right where it is, or maybe like 2.2 to zero point 0.5 pounds less. And then on my rest days, I get a real read because I wake up later and I'm obviously waiting to shit so that I can weigh myself. Uh, and I honestly just like to see it, like the weight go down. It's kind of like a dopamine rush, but it doesn't it doesn't really matter. I would say as much as it used to. Just because I'm like getting progress pictures now, which is what matters the most to me because it shows muscle gain uh and like actively through every session, I could see that I'm gaining muscle, my muscle, old muscle back, obviously, because I used to lift for about 4 or 5 years before I, stopped. And coming back, I can see my muscle memory is into play even while I'm like in a pretty harsh deficit. Because if I had to guess, I would say my maintenance calories, like given that I'm start eating up and work up to it, are probably like 3,000, maybe like 2,800 to 3,000 right now. Because I'm 292 this morning. So yeah, I would say that that's around where it is. So I'm in like a 800 to 1,000 deficit plus whatever my steps are for the day. Usually, well, not usually, they're always 10,000 plus the steady state cardio. So maybe like an 1,100 to 1,200 deficit, um, which is pretty hefty. Like I'm losing, I think last week I lost like 4 pounds, 2 to 4 pounds every week. And the goal is to lose 4 pounds every week for, uh, like every week until March next year. Because my goal is to be 215. I kind of updated it because I think I was a little too lofty. I think my original goal was like 190. And I set a pretty lofty goal to begin with because I wanted to see where I was. And as soon as I started making progress and started like realizing my realistic progress from now until, or from where I started to now, I kind of rerouted, because I'm gonna get to 170. The goal is 170 at the end, but I'm gonna do it in two spurts. So the first one is gonna be, from where I was 376 to 215 ideally by March, and then after March I'm gonna take like a few month break to resensitize my body, get my calories back up, and really just chill for a bit, and then probably like June-ish, I'm gonna cut to 170 from 215, and then from there I'm gonna start building. So next winter I'm gonna start finally building muscle again. But for now it's kind of just bucking up for the long cut. I mean, like it's a really long cutting process, which is what I get for being fat. To be honest, getting fat again. Um, but I haven't lost, or I haven't gotten weaker from building. But I can feel stuff is getting harder. Um, and when it starts to get hard and I'm pushing too hard, I might start to implement like higher calorie days, so that way I can like resensitize my body during this, so that I could keep pushing hard. But for now, it hasn't really hit me that hard, which is something that I'm glad about. But I think that I wanted to talk about goals real quick before the video ends. But like, I had these lofty goals that I set, and then as soon as I started being able to see where my progress was, because I had no idea where I was going to be. So after 6 months of making progress, I rerouted because I realized that my progress wasn't fast enough, but I didn't try to expedite it. I just put myself on a realistic path of where I am to where I could get. And I think that's important when you're setting goals, to reroute and realize that you don't need to get it all at once. You're going to get there eventually. You just want to be realistic with it. Um, and then I think that's really important for goals, because you don't want to like burn yourself out, or sit here and try to rush it, especially with fat loss. Like this, I think that's the last thing you really want to do, is try to rush it. You just want to be patient, because all it takes is just days. You're just putting in the days, putting in the days, putting in the days, and then at some point you're gonna look back and you'd be like, hey, I'm not fucking fat anymore, like I'm lean. But it gets to a lot of people because it's time, and you cannot rush it at all. You just can't. Like there's nothing that you could do. You just have to go day after day after day and put them in. But if you do, you'll be pretty surprised at the results that you end up getting. But that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed, if you like seeing me, in the corner when I'm recording this, let me know, and I'll keep doing it. But for now, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 92 of Fat to Fit and some leg training. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.